Here in San Antonio, Texas, with another sold-out arena, we'll see the Golden State Warriors taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Thank you for being with us. 2K Sports brings you the NBA Live this Saturday afternoon broadcast. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. On the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. Now, Golden State's starting five. The incredible shooting pair of Curry and Thompson in the backcourt. Durant is out there with Draymond Green, and it's McGee in at the center. And last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away, but arguably one of the best two-way players to have ever played the game.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man. You know what, didn't find a very good shot on that possession, but still able to get 2 points.
Parker kicks to Gay, and then Gay with the dunk.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. Here's Durant. It's rebounded by Leonard.
He's usually money from mid-range, but the defender got up in his shirt, took him out of rhythm.
Back to Parker. Spurs working the ball around now. Here's Aldridge. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jump.
The mid-range jump shot, he's so comfortable. He's got such a great feel from that distance. And whatever coach told them coming out of the locker room, they're listening. 5 out of 5 already.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And after battling a hamstring injury a couple seasons ago, Tony Parker is stepping up his physical maintenance and preparation regimen. More stretching and warming up before games, more recovery work afterwards. He's doing what it takes to stay healthy.
Now here's Durant. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
No, not at all. When you see him guarding you, just try to move the basketball on.
Parker dishes to Gasol, and it's good. Caught through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line. And Greg, talking about Tony Parker, the current deal has him signed through 2018. Once one of the fastest players in the league. Do you think he's lost a step?
He may have, but so much experience and veteran savvy. And he knows how to keep defenders off balance, which is key. I think he's taking a page from Jason Kidd as well, working on his three-pointer to try to age more gracefully on the offensive end.
Leonard kicks to Parker. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, Gasol passes to Gay. Clock at 6, and there's the call on Klay Thompson. Here's Gay. Parker left side. Leonard on the wing, 6 to shoot. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his first foul. Warriors trail by 10. Here's Curry. Yep, that one goes. Curry's got his first bucket in this one.
Stephen Curry mixing up his offense. Now getting a chance to score in the paint.
Parker dishes to Gasol. Well, we know the NBA has always valued scorers, guys that can put the ball in the basket and get paid to do it and do it well and do it a lot. Do you think, Steve, the great defenders are still undervalued in this NBA?
Yeah, I think so. I think people don't understand from my day to now, because of the new rules, no hand checking, no touching. You have guys now that's a premium to be able to guard some of these guys. The way they're scoring the basketball, you need more guys that can defend at an elite level than I think you did in the past.
Harder to play good defense or good offense?
I think harder to play good defense right now because you can't touch. Guy coming at you, full speed, just a sleight of hand touch, it's a foul now.
So more effort, more hustle required on that end.
More team defensive minded right now, I think, as well.
Spurs leading by 8. 1:11 left to play here in the first. The inside, guarded by Green. No good from Lee.
That was a huge face-off at the rim. Two great competitors. Defense took it.
And Steph Curry gets the 3.
Timeout.
Curry's got 5 points so far.
Stephen Curry's release is beautiful.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
Steph Curry was unanimous MVP from last season. There was no doubt he would be the MVP the way he played. He earned every first-place vote for the award and swept the voting.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Rudy Gay on the wing. He kicks it to Leonard. And it's Parker in the corner. San Antonio again missing. Warriors trail by 5. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Durant. He has 7. Now Gay. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Curry outside. Rebounded by the Spurs. Parker right side. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
You know, depending on the game situation, that kind of mistake can be deadly. Come on, you got to have awareness on the court.
Here's Curry. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
I like that he's attacking this quarter and choosing his shots wisely.
And San Antonio has possession. Parker with no one around. San Antonio again missing. Inside, here's Thompson. And off the front iron, and in it goes.
Thompson showing determination getting to the hoop. Even with contact, he finds a way to drill the shot.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Warriors ahead. They score 11 straight to finish off the period. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And now a chance to hear from...
Whether we made shots or not, we felt like we had a chance.
And that kind of serious, focused attitude that has always been Curry's approach is one reason why he's always working to get better and hone his game and how he's able to take it up a notch each season.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. What do you guys think about the Warriors here so far?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
They look faster and fresher out there. Seems like they're trying to tire them out.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the floor for San Antonio, Mills teams up with Green in the backcourt. David Lee is out there with Dwayne Dedman, and it's Anderson in at the 3. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know about the championships that the Spurs have won, but it's their culture that is admired around the league. Coach Popovich said, "I've been fortunate with the guys I've had come through here. My job is pretty easy when people have that character. You don't have to convince them to get over themselves or to feel responsible to each other. It makes it easier to have a team that enjoys playing together." Evan?
All right, D.A., thanks. Being modest certainly is Coach Pop. He chose the players who fit, certainly. And it's Durant missing.
How anyone could give him that much room from his spot is crazy, but the defender got away with it.
And one thing with Coach Kerr, he'll always defer credit and glory to his players. He's always done it. He is constantly praising their efforts to the media as the sole reason for their success.
And a prime example of that was last year in the Western Conference Finals. Kerr didn't go to the podium for the trophy presentation, wanted only the players to have that moment. Very much a player's coach.
Here's Anderson. McGee with the block. And they get it back. And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Left side Anderson tries again.
And the long arms of Durant, so disruptive. He takes up a lot of airspace.
And Steph Curry with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
There's the dish to Anderson. Anderson can't get that one to fall. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. It's been an ascension to stardom for Draymond Green the last few seasons. Gone from role player to starter to superstar, all-star in a very short time span.
You just scratch your head how Green was taken in the second round of the draft. So many different teams passed up on a guy who played extremely well at the college level. He has the skills and mentality to be a force in this league for a long time. Many argue he's already a top 10 player in the game. And his defense, that might be the #1 thing he does that separates him.
Curry kicks to Durant. Down low, Gasol with the steal. Now about 3 minutes gone in this second quarter of basketball. Nobody near Leonard. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And it's a 3-point San Antonio lead. On its way from Curry for 2. He drains the quick shot. Curry's got 11.
The defense challenging the look, but Stephen Curry is just great at keeping his focus.
Double team on Aldridge. Back to Parker. Wide open. Doesn't go that time. And Golden State will come the other way. Durant kicks to Green. And stolen by Aldridge. Here's Leonard. Gay against Curry. Outside Leonard. Gay in the corner. Back to Gasol. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Aldridge. It's rebounded by Golden State. McGee's got 3 rebounds now in this one. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Durant kicks to Thompson. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Absolutely. Prevented an easy bucket. Fantastic D.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. Sinks the triple.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Out to West. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Iguodala with it. Gay picks him up defensively. Spurs leading by 4. Here's Parker. 5 points in the game. Outside Leonard. From 12 feet out. Here's Gasol. And he banks in the layup. Now it's a 6-point San Antonio lead.
And really, Gasol just never stops.
And we finished one half of
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
First half in the books. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome back as we break down all the action. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust 50% in the period, That's something they can hang their hat on. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game. And one, the defense.
And that's it for half.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
Yeah, the change has to be double teaming him. Single coverage will not get it done.
So for the Golden State Warriors right now, they've got Pachulia. Nick Young is out there with Livingston. And there's Iguodala. And it's West in at the power forward position.
Talk about this backcourt of the Splash Brothers. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. I mean, they could go down as the greatest shooting backcourt in history.
Got a piece of it. And Mills kicks to Anderson. Offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. Now the Warriors moving it up. Livingston is running, and he jams it with authority.
Sean Livingston pretty quick on transition. The veteran player with his speed knows how to finish.
Spurs leading by 6. You talk about the other great backcourts in league history. I think of Clyde Frazier and Earl the Pearl, certainly, Earl Monroe. But they weren't together, Steve, that long.
Those two are fabulous. Some more that come to mind to me is Joe Newmars and Isaiah Thomas, Gail Goodrich and Jerry West, and obviously the Splash Brothers.
And the basket is good. Livingston's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
And Anderson has it in the corner. Green with the ball. And it's Iguodala picking him up. And Anderson kicks to Dedmon. Pass to Lee. Puts it up from 7. Second shot opportunity. Feeds it to Mills. To the inside. Green. Great pass to set up the lay-in. And the Spurs lead by 8.
That's just terrific ball movement to get his teammate a wide open shot.
Kicks it out to Iguodala. From outside, off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
San Antonio calls timeout.
Start it.
When you talk about ball movement and player movement offensively without moving the ball, one of those underrated qualities, Smitty, which players do you think are the best in the league at cutting off the ball and moving that way?
You know, Jimmy Butler's very good. Klay Thompson is a guy that can move well without the basketball. Gary Harris from Michigan State, guys that can score without having it in their hands, which is a treat. You have J.J. Redick, who moves well without the basketball. Doesn't cut as much, but move without the basketball is one of the best.
You know, I always think of Jordan, and you played against Michael, of course. I always saw him as a guy that would pass when he did, but then he would cut him. He would immediately bang right off that player and set up someplace else. Some guys pass, they linger.
Yes.
And they're not, but Jordan, and he would explode after he would pass and try to take advantage of that movement.
You know, guy comes to mind, Kevin, Manu Ginobili. He's like he's passing and running in the same motion.
And what a quality.
Yes.
Huh? So deceptive.
In terms of big man, he is certainly one of the better free throw shooters in this league.
Gay outside. It's 2-on-1. Moving it up. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Klay Thompson.
And this is the kind of basketball that Durant wants to play. Ball movement, hit the open man.
And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by McGee.
Timeout.
And it's 13 points for Steph Curry.
Excellent work there in transition.
He doesn't give the defense any time to set up. He just goes extremely hard to the bucket. With Stephen Curry out, Klay Thompson really stepped up. Had no problem being the first option guy on the offense for the Warriors. He was the team's go-to guy while Steph was out.
We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. It's Gay with the drive. Dishes to Aldridge. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. And you know, it's interesting, the classy LaMarcus Aldridge, first drafted by Chicago, then the rights traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. You know, Greg, he was seen as a complimentary piece initially to their stars, but by the time he left, many wondered also, he's now a superstar, but could he embrace a smaller role, especially a smaller scoring role with the San Antonio Spurs?
And it shows how far he came during his time in Portland. Last season, some of the lowest minutes and points per game of his career, but he was efficient, rebounded and blocked shots at a higher clip, and he wanted a chance to compete at the highest level.
Lee's checked in for LaMarcus Aldridge. The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
Kevin Durant, for his career, almost 90% at the free throw line. He'll make you pay.
Here's Mills. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the Spurs organization, really the gold standard in the NBA. Greg, they just keep winning.
You have to be impressed with how they've acquired young star talent to kind of carry on that tradition. Usually when teams have their stars retire, they go through that rebuild phase. The Spurs only revamp and reload. And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Green surprising us with his speed and exploiting the weak defense on that drive. His versatility is really tough to match up against.
San Antonio leading by 6. Anderson right side. Out to Lee. Here's Dedmon. Back to Lee. The 10-footer. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, easy call.
The Spurs have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight. And the first one at the line is good. Pachulia. He's checked in for JaVale McGee. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
When you look at Klay Thompson being drafted back in 2011, compare him up with Stephen Curry, the Warriors essentially have doubled down on three-point shooting. They have 2 guys that are lights out behind the line.
Outside shooting never more important than it is in today's NBA. And Steve, you get the sense that the best shooting backcourt in NBA history was no accident. I mean, this was by design.
Yeah, to go draft 2 guys that can flat out shoot the basketball. People are saying the best 2 shooters in the league, and you know what? They might be right.
Leonard, the pass to Aldridge. Unloads, and he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Aldridge has got 10 points in the game.
Is it any surprise that he's been hitting everything out there? You want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
For 3, Durant. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Leonard. No good with the wing jumper. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. Mills teams up with Green in the backcourt. Dwayne Dedmon is out there with David Lee, and it's Anderson in at the small forward position. That's the San Antonio 5. San Antonio leading by 4. Back to Green. A stupendous finish in traffic.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Thompson from long range.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Now here's Mills, guarded close, and yes, it's good. And the Spurs lead by 8.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Bangs home the trifecta.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. San Antonio's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Thompson against Green, and Mills kicks to Anderson. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he beat up?
And Green gets it to go.
When you get the rock to Green down low, he is a wrecking ball, using his body and arms so well.
Spurs leading by 6. Here's Lee, and Lee with the stuff.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
If you aren't going to at least step in front of him, you can't be surprised when he throws it down like that.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Pau Gasol is checked in for Dwayne Dedman. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Anderson. Rudy Gay's checked in for Daniel Green. And Parker subbed in for Patty Mills. Leonard attacking. Fires from 18. They get it back. Parker fires, and that one's on target from the wing.
And when Parker gets his legs under him from that mid-range area, he is incredibly accurate.
And so many players in the NBA, Smitty, are passionate about giving back to their communities, lending a helping hand to that next person to help them reach their dreams. And I know it's a cause that's close to your heart. So why is this so important to players like yourself?
Well, it's so important, Kevin, because I think in all walks of life, there's somebody that's helped you. And I had the opportunity to get a chance to help others. And I learned this from my parents, especially my mom.
Whoa!
Good.
Beautiful, beautiful. And just a tremendous display of strength by Iggy. Always a threat to convert, even with the contact.
LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for San Antonio. Different look here for the Warriors. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Green comes in for David West. Thompson, he's checked in for Nick Young. And Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Curry, and it's sent back by Aldridge. And here is Parker. The jump hook, McGee with the block. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And again, no good by Golden State. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
San Antonio calls timeout.
I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Definitely. He saw some stuff he didn't like out there, and I think taking this time to calm his guys down is the right call.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing.
And that one's good. Green.
When he gets it going from out there, look out.
Fires it up. And the shot is long. Spurs leading by 11. Green draws the double. And here's Mills for 3. Thompson with the rebound.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
If you're the defender, you're like, yes, take that shot. I'll play the percentages.
Kicks it to Mills. Out left to the wing. Here's Dedman, guarded by McGee.
Yeah, just a simple one-hand flush.
I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for San Antonio.
Starting five must have been happy to get so much help from the reserves in this game.
And they not only lightened the load, the subs did nothing less than guarantee a win. And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Kawhi Leonard. You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
And the wide open shot from Green. His three-pointers off the mark. And here's Golden State. It's a 14-point game. Curry's shot is good.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
They just waited too long. If they could have just made this run a little bit earlier, they could have been in the game. But now this game is out of reach.
Both teams will make substitutions. .35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Aldridge with a screen on Green. He took good advantage of that screen. And the Spurs lead by 13.
And that's just a little more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate a W.
They're already celebrating. People are walking to the door, smiles. This one is over.
Here's Gasol, and another basket for San Antonio.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
I mean, the game is in hand, but they're still running their offense, and they're just plain and simple, still making shots.
And so it's San Antonio, easily taking this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage.